What motivated me to bring the youth from Northern Uganda into this demonstration farm for the President of Uganda and for the people of Uganda is that the President has been challenging us as leaders to engage our youth into useful economic activities so that our youth have jobs. In other words, we've been challenged to create jobs for our youth. Last week he was in Oyam, he talked about this farm. So I thought about it before I go back to my duty station, Canada, that I should bring the youth from Northern Uganda to come and learn something from this demonstration farm. And in fact, they have learned a lot. They have learned about fish farming. They have learned about passion fruits farming. They have learned about coffee, and we are speaking from the coffee plantation, poultry and dairy farming. And I believe and strongly believe that this visit is going to bring a great change into the lives of this youth, because I brought the youth leaders from Lango and Acholi Sub region, and when they go back, I want them to sit to mobilize, first of all, to mobilize other youth from their areas or the youth they lead. They sit down and they choose the type of activity, type of farming that they have learned from here that they want to do. Then me and other leaders, we shall see how to support them.
I am Oyet Samuel Agwani, the President Northern Uganda Student Union. I am very grateful for this opportunity that has been given by our ambassador to Canada, Ambassador Acheng, Ruth. I got prompted to come to this farm, demonstration farm, to learn a lot and compare notes. Because as a young person from Northern Uganda, we have fertile land that are not being put into use. And I believe by learning a lot from this farm, I am going to translate into a practical way of doing it.
My name is Rajkar Daniel. I'm a student of Makerere University, hailing from Gulu district. I think the first thing that I would first of all engage in dairy farming. Dairy farming, I've seen one dairy cow like this earns you about 17 liters of milk a day, and a liter goes at 1,000 Uganda shillings. Definitely every day one earns, and that would be the first project I would engage in. Then secondly, to add on that, I would engage in fishing. Fishing, when you have around 2,000 fish heads, that is already 2 million, definitely. So those are the two projects I would engage in.
I've learned a lot when we go to the fish farming. I learn a lot the interaction by the attendant to the fish pond. I learn a lot about the feeds. I learn a lot the productivities of the fish farming in the farm, and I learn. And definitely when you come to the coffee farm, as you see behind, definitely I realize that the most important thing as a farmer you need to do is giving your time to your farm and learn a lot doing all the agricultural practices that can permit you to get and have good harvest or good yield. So that is what we have also personally have learned.
Youth have to be engaged into their energy, have to be engaged into productive issues and then into productive activities. Another thing that made me to choose the youth, when you look at our population, we have the biggest numbers are youth. And this youth, if we engage them into agriculture, Uganda being a fertile land, if we involve them into agricultural activities, they can produce a lot that they will sell. It will create jobs for them. It will transform, or it will improve on their livelihood, their economic earnings and livelihood. So that is why I want youth to be involved into building Uganda, and I want our youth to have jobs, so that the issue of youth don't have jobs stops, because we don't need to go on the street in offices to look for jobs. There are jobs here on the ground, in the soil, on our land. Like the places where we come from, we have vast pieces of land that are lying and underutilized.
As a leader of young people in this country, I believe it's our mandate as young people not to wait from the government, not to wait from anybody else or NGOs. We need to begin by doing it ourselves. Because we have the land, why don't we begin small? Then later on you can now come to government to reinforce and give you more support in terms of seed, in terms of could be medicine, drugs and many others. That is what I think the government should really come in. But we need to begin by ourselves.
Definitely. You see, we are the largest population in this country, and so we must translate our energy into a meaningful thing. And I think that is where the youth are getting it wrong. We must ensure that our youthful population engages in agriculture, and it is through agriculture that's where we shall create jobs for ourselves, and that's where we shall get our earnings, and that's where our life will always lie well.
The youth need to know that agriculture is the backbone of our economy. The youth need to know that we can still make Uganda a better living environment if we can engage ourselves, our strength, our energy, our knowledge into agriculture. Yes, we have vast land, we have very fertile land everywhere, especially in Northern Uganda and Lango specifically, where I come from. The land is so fertile, it is a food basket of the entire country. But we are not engaging our strength and our ability into productivity. So I call upon the youth, let us put aside politics. Let us be political when that time comes. But let us spend the rest of our time within the 4 years into production, into agriculture. Because if you can utilize just an acre of land like what we are doing here, I think you can help to fight poverty. I think you can help to educate your community. You can help to have a demonstration garden or plot within your area that the rest of the youth can benefit. Having these demonstration fields that we have visited today could have been the responsibilities of all our political leaders in different regions, where they take their young people, show them what to do, because no government in the world can create jobs for every other educated young man, but every other educated young person can be employed through the help of their leaders, their political leaders. And they can only do that by showing them, telling them the truth that you can still be employed in agricultural sector, which is still lacking in Uganda. So I think our leaders have failed in that, and they instead have taken our youths on the streets, and at the end of the day, our youths have lost their lives instead of being productive in agricultural sector.
My message to our political leaders out there is that we've been trusted for 5 years by our voters to come and represent them. After 5 years, we are going back to them. You should show what you've done for them. We are leaders to transform the lives of the people we lead. So I'm calling upon all the political leaders that let us put politics aside, because you cannot keep playing politics throughout the term that the voters have given you. Let us put the politics that does not develop our youth, that does not develop the country aside, and we engage into the issues that affect our people, the issues that affect women, the issues that affect youth. And that is how other countries have developed. Thank you.
this is how the program of this family within this center is. Whoever needs us, we are here 24 hours. My